Met Police name London's crime hotspots as they focus on cutting theft, robbery and antisocial behaviour. We visit one of the hotspots to see what they're doing.
Well, I'd like to see more police up and down here because this is the high crime area.
There's a lot of crime that I've seen, but no one doesn't seem to be dealt with.
Also coming up on the programme this evening, why the heat waves are prompting a London borough to warn people not to sit under trees.
I went to visit touristic places like the Big Ben, the Buckingham Palace.
And why is the Peruvian Navy docked in Canary Wharf this week? We'll explain all later. A 12-year-old boy has died in a fire at a flat in Lewisham in southeast London. It happened at Lewisham Road late on Tuesday evening. A 54-year-old woman was taken to hospital by paramedics. Organisers of the Notting Hill Carnival have confirmed this year's event will go ahead. Extra cash was needed for more stewarding after a report raised serious concerns about crowd crushes. The extra money has come from City Hall and the two local councils, Westminster and Kensington and Chelsea. And there are concerns over this September's rise in the Dartford Crossing toll to £3.50 for cars. Kent County Council has written to the Transport Minister saying that although there are some reductions, others don't have a choice but to pay the increased charge. You may have heard a lot in the news recently about the Chagos Islands. They're an archipelago in the Indian Ocean whose residents were evicted by Britain in the 60s. Earlier this year, the UK government handed sovereignty to Mauritius. Hundreds of Chagosians with British citizenship have been heading to the UK. Hillingdon Council, the local authority where Heathrow Airport is, says it's under financial pressure supporting those who arrive. It says government funding only covers their first 10 days here and needs increasing. The government says it's providing funding where Chagosian arrivals are creating immediate local pressures. So how safe do you feel where you live? More than 30 high streets and other locations across the capital have been named by the Metropolitan Police as crime hotspots. Here's the list. They've been targeted as part of the Home Office's Safer Streets project, using more police patrols and plainclothed officers to deal with persistent antisocial behaviour, theft and street crime. One of the areas is around Silver Street in Enfield, from where our Home Affairs correspondent Sonia Jessup reports.
Go. Police in pursuit of mobile phone thieves.
Oh, police! Get on the floor!
The kind of crime Londoners say is making them feel unsafe in their communities. And here in Silver Street in Enfield, at a building they say was formerly used as a crack den, officers are now planning to move in and use it as a base.
It was a community nightmare for people because there'll be both sex workers and drug dealers and drug users coming in and out of the property at all times of day and night.
The Home Secretary has called on police forces to launch what she calls a summer blitz on high street crime. Silver Street is one of 32 areas across the capital chosen as part of that crackdown.
We've looked at the highest areas for incidents of crime, so our top hotspots. We're working with local authorities and the police and retail partners to make our communities in those areas the safest they can be.
Well, I'd like to see more police up and down here because this is the high crime area.
There's a lot of crime that I've seen, but no one doesn't seem to be dealt with.
We do have crime all year round, so it's not only in the summertime. When it comes on to winter time, where you see nighttime coming as close as 4 p.m. So that's the time we should see them on the streets.
Crimes like shoplifting have shot up in London over the past few years, and so has personal theft. In the month of July 2021, there were just over 3,000 offences recorded. That rose and peaked in November 2024 at 10,000. But recently, it's been falling. Last month, there were 7,000 offences.
Now, the Met has boosted its neighbourhood teams, putting in hundreds of extra officers and staff. But at the same time, the Commissioner's been warning about financial pressures and having to cut back to other services.
We're having to prioritise, we're having to set out to succeed, but we're going to have to do that on a narrower front. We know that what matters most to people when we talk to them is their experience of safety in their local area. Some of this is about money, but a lot of it is about working really closely with local partners.
The Met's under pressure to prove it is taking crimes like mobile phone theft seriously.
Multiple phones on him.
The test will be whether a summer crackdown leaves Londoners feeling safer. Sonia Jessup, BBC London.